Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an airline pilot, and today let's have a look at the long forgotten study level sim in our simulator, which is the MD-80. Today in particular the MD-88 of American Airlines. We're standing here at Taxi to Gates, excellent Orlando scenery, and we're going to take it down for a short 30-minute ride along the eastern coast of Florida towards Miami, promising us a beautiful approach with a lot of crosswind on runway 26 right. So overall, it does promise to become a very interesting flight, but let me just chime in that I didn't really fly the MD-80 in a long while, so for me it is the first time flying this one in a couple of months, so probably the first time flying it since I recorded my last video on it, whenever that's been. So that does promise to become quite interesting on this side as well. I do have all the manuals at hand though, so let's get the show on the roads. Always love getting in via the original jetway and via those access doors here. So let's take a seat in the MD-80. Our first officer is here already, going over the flight plan, but for us, let's go ahead and take a seat as well now. Okay, so starting with some basic stuff, let's go ahead and get the battery on. So that's located just down here, on and locked. And now we do a couple of basic checks. So the wipers are off, the landing gear lever is down, the hydraulic auxiliary pump switches over here is off, and the transfer pump is off as well. Flap slat lever is in the up retract position, speed brake lever disarmed, circuit breaker check, so they can actually pop on this plane, so it is worth checking them all indeed, making sure that there is nothing visible. Like this is what it would look like if one of them would be popped. Well, okay, can't demonstrate it right now. You would see a little white part on the bottom of the breaker. Okay, so the CB is in. Okay, let's go ahead with the APU then. So, APU master is located right over here. We are just quickly going to do the fire test. I'm not actually sure if this actually tests the APU as well. Okay, but sounds good to do it anyway. Okay, then let's go ahead. Start pump on, APU master on, and APU to start. Okay, it might take a short while until it actually starts coming up. Okay, here we go. The APU is starting. So we just gotta wait for it to come up all the way. In the meantime, we can go ahead and have a look at the electronic flight bag over here. So, fly the Madoc X, thank you. Okay, let's go over a couple of basic things here. We finally have a chart icon available, that's very good. Okay, so, what else do we have? We have aircraft services, that's something we can start having a look at. And also, we have aircraft options available now. That's just been added with the recent Christmas update that we just got on Christmas 2023. Okay, so, quick look over our aircraft setup. This is what we have right now. And that is pretty much all what we want. Okay, so we'll just leave it like that. Alright, I just want that oral to play always when the autopilot is disconnected. Perfect. Close. Then let's go over to the different menus. We might want to start going actually into the electronic flight folder, fetch the latest SimBrief OFP, and then we're going to do the same on our we're going to do the same in the weight and balance application. So the weather in Miami, a little bit gusty at the moment, quite cross. It's around my 26 over there, so that's 80-degree angle, 15 knots. But overall weather is looking good. Our alternate Fort Lauderdale, variable 6, gust 20. Not that good either. Orlando Sanford and Tampa, all of them looking good. So when we decide on the fuel, let's just have a look at how much fuel do we need for the furthest alternate. That's like 4,600 pounds, so 2,600, make that 3,000 more than what we have for our flight to Miami. So Let's say we take 600 taxi on that, so we're at 11.6 plus 3,000. So if we take 14.6, make it 15,000 pounds, then we should be good to go. Okay, then weight and balance, import from SimBrief. Thank you. That is looking good. And then in terms of fuel, that's interesting. Is that pumping it forward or aft, the CG? Okay, so fuel on board. Can we change that somewhere over here? Pretty sure we can. Okay, yes, we can indeed. So let's just say 7,000 per wing. I'm not sure what the maximum quantity is per wing. Well, give me 7,500. If that works, I'm happy. Okay, that does look good to me. Check entries. Yep, entries are checked the way they are right now. 15,000 pounds. That's looking good. Okay then, let's go back to the aircraft services. And then fuel requested is looking good. Okay, let's go ahead and call for refueling. And then we do have power available by now, so let's put on the power. And the APU has been running for a little while, so air can come on, and let's turn the packs on over here as well. Perfect. Okay, very good. So yeah, that's not the one I wanted to press. That's the one. Okay. Right, so no smoking signs can come on. Seatbelt will stay off until the refueling is completed. And then lights are pretty much set the way we need them. Yep. Happy with those lights. Okay, cool. So, cabin pressure control lever. It's working and checked. Rudder and aileron trims. Checked. And with that, our airplane is now safe to start the boarding in a moment. Refueling is still in progress. I tell you what, we'll go over here and start boarding, please. So, while these guys are boarding, we can quickly head out for the walk-around. Not sure where to exit over here, but, well, it's fine. We'll start up here in the front. That's the external power toggle. Well, don't need that right now. The door, well, we'll better not talk about it. Okay, so front wheel is looking good, no damages. Then we can move on over to the other side. AOA vane. Top probe down in the bottom, and pitot probe located up here. Okay. All the cargo doors looking good. Quick look down here at the main gear, which is looking good as well. All the way over to the side, things are looking good over here. Should probably have turned the lights on before conducting the check. That would probably have helped, but well. Okay, so everything good. Quick look into the engine. Looking good as well. Then we can move over to the rear part of the engine. Thrust reverser is looking good. Nozzles are as well. And the airplane is looking good down here. Okay then, moving on to the front of the plane. The stabilizer is looking good, then we can move forward, check the engine on the other side, and that's looking good as well. Alright, so let's get to the other side of the engine. No sign of any leakages, fan blades are looking good, and so are the stators in front of them. Okay. Landing gear looking good. So far I haven't landed the plane though, so for now there is no excuse for a broken gear. But wait for it, we're going to get there. Okay, end of the wing is looking good. Now let's have a look at the leading edge and the slats. Everything fine. Okay, wing lights are okay, and then the static ports in the front are okay as well. Alright, everything's good. Let's go right back into the cockpit. So boarding is in progress, refueling is done any moment now. That's very good. Okay, so let's start with the cockpit preparation then. Park and brake is set, landing and nose light switches all off. Flight guidance panel, let's go for that. So flight director coming on. Initial climb probably going to be somewhere about 5,000 or so. Let's just go ahead and set that. So next up we're going to test the autoland system. So we'll set the nav radius to some ILS frequency, say 111.1. Some courses, 135, also looking good. Okay, so autoland button push. Autoland pre-flight test in progress. And we'll just let that test progress for now. Okay then, so first flight of the day, we'll also do the autopilot test as soon as the autoland test is finished. And to do the autopilot test, we basically just switch the autopilot on and then make sure that we can disconnect it using the switch on the yoke. Okay, still in progress. Not sure how long it actually takes. It might take a little. Okay, radio altimeter check is in progress. Okay, here we go. Test is complete. So, autopilot test. Turn it on. Make sure it engages. And turn it back off again. Alright, and that is that test complete. Then let's continue on. So, instruments. Let's see that we can get ourselves some weather information here. So, Orlando, altimeter 3016. Like that. Set once, set twice, and probably a third time. Nope, that's synchronized. Okay, very good. So that is synchronized. We'll leave the ND in plan mode for now. Okay, so next up, let's just set that decision height to 100 feet down there. Okay, so let's do the test. Okay, looking good. Then let's go ahead. The flags are out of view. Let's align the standby horizon. Sometimes you gotta pull it several times. In the MD-80 actually all the time. Okay, here we go. So 14,850. Looks like fueling is finished over there. That's fine for me. Okay, good. Then let's go on with the rest of our system. So pitch trim. It's working in both directions. And the alternate trim is as well. Okay, so then we can start on the overhead panel. So we're running on the APU exclusively today. We'll put the galley power on for the time we're sitting on the ground here. Fuel pump. We'll put on just one of them so that we can put the start pump off. And then going further forward, windshield anti-ice can come on. Then starting at the top right of the overhead over here. So today is the second flight. That one I actually need to look up. What our flight number is? 1857. So 1857, and it's the first leg of the day. Insert that. Okay, so GPWS test. Engine syncers off. Windshield detection test.
Here, headwind, here, headwind, here. Tailwind, here, tailwind, here, tailwind, here.
Okay, that's looking good. Let's go further down. Anti-skids. Test, and we're getting 4 anti-skid messages. Stall test. And system 2. Also looking good. Overspeed. Looking good. Okay, ICE FOD test. 4 messages showing, looking good. Okay then, for our destination. So, landing elevation in Miami is not that high. Yeah, 9 feet. And the weather over there, let's just pre-select that already as well, is 3012. Here we go. Okay. Annunciator light test. Is looking good as well. We'll leave it on bright. And that is the overhead completed. Right, good. So, with that done, we can go ahead with the remainder of the setup. And that is mostly going to be the flight management computer. On the center pedestal, not all that much for us to do for now. Squawk 2000, and then our flight ID is going to be AAL18, what did we say? 57. American 1857. Okay. Back to normal. 121.5 should be in COM 2. 1228 in COM 1, data in COM 3, lights are looking good, auto brake can go to takeoff, and we'll open up the pneumatic thrust feed valves. Okay, so with all of that stuff done now, let's go ahead and do our FMS. So we'll start right on the ACARS over here, with the pre-flight data in it. Request please. Okay, that's looking good. Then let's go ahead, weight and balance, trip fuel, 5298, taxi fuel 600, and block fuel they gave us 14850, performance restricted takeoff weight, let's run a quick calculation on that, even though I don't think we are going to be limited at all today. So, Orlando, wind calm. Tell you what, just give me the ATIS before we can start with this. Request, weather, KMCO. Send that out. So, received messages. Weather report. Orlando, wind calm 173016. So wind calm, temperature 17. Runway is gonna be 35 left, 30.16. Anti-ice off, packs on. Hit that calculate button. Okay, max takeoff weight is 168,217. 168,217. Okay. So 160,000 it says. Okay, sent. Alright, so that stuff is out. We'll just request a flight plan just to be sure. No clearance request over here, that works different in the US. Okay, so what else do we have? Crew message, preliminary weights. Zero fuel, 123.2. Let's just dial that in. 123 point... Yeah, make that 0.3, it's 2 pounds more. Okay, even more messages. So that's preliminary weights, and that... Oh boy, too many things coming in. Crew message. Captain, check your fuel payload planning. Weight is beyond maximum. Okay, well, thank you for checking, but don't worry about it. We should be more than fine. Let's just quickly check the flight plan. I have to admit, I don't know the max takeoff weight by heart here. Okay, yeah, look at that. 126.3. Even though zero fuel is 115.4. Why? We have 10,000 pounds more, but even in that case, plus 5,000 pounds more from the fuel since we took extra, we still end up below the maximum. We're still below 149.5, so we are good to go. But they may just want RTOW. To me, in Boeing language, means performance restricted takeoff weight. So that's what I calculated on the performance page over here. But they probably don't mean that. They probably mean what my expected takeoff weight is. So if we have a look in here, then takeoff weight 138.1. So let's resend this. 139. Let's send them that again. Okay, what else have they sent us? Load sheet. That's final already. Very good. So 123.7. Can't even dial that further up. Well, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so we'll acknowledge that. What else do we have? Flight plan. It's known. Anything else? Crew message. Check your... Captain, check your fuel payload planning. Weight is beyond maximum. No, I don't agree with you anymore, my friend. I'm happy, and if we have a look into the load sheet, which they say is final... Got takeoff weight 138, maximum 160,000. Landing weight is also below the maximum. We're good to go. I don't know why they're sending us this. We are definitely good to go. Okay. Is that a new load sheet here? Yeah. What does the new one say? We're still good to go. Okay, look at that. Max takeoff weight, 139. That is what we sent them as RTOW. So I was right about that. So I really don't know why they're sending us these messages. We are good to go. We don't need to worry. We are definitely good to go with this. Okay, well, and with that, I don't care anymore. Let's go into the FMS programming. Okay, so it's an MD-88, JT8D engines. IRAC is good and current. Alright, pass in it. We'll take the GNSS position. Routes. KMCO to KMIA. Okay, departure. Going to be off runway 35 left. And our sit is going to be the Danny 3 departure towards Danny. So, Danny 3 departure. And we don't take any transition then. Okay, and arrival, ILS runway 26. They only have 26 left over here, maybe... They have a localizer approach onto 26 right. Well, let's take 26 left then. So 26 left it is. That's Cessna 2 departure from Danny. Okay. We're going to activate that. Routing looks good. Let's go performance then. Costinx 35 is okay. Reserve fuel, let's have a look. That's 2 plus 3.1, so 5.1. Zero fuel, what did they send us again? 123.9. We'll just take the final numbers if we have them. Fuel 14.8, and we're going to do a normal fuel schedule. Cruising level 190. Okay, cruise wind, what do we have there? Topper climb 291 at 45. ISA deviation, top of climb OAT minus 16. Transition altitude 18 is correct. Okay then, 138.7, let's go to the performance. 13, yeah, let's calculate 139. Okay, MCO, dry, wind calm, 17 degrees, 35 left, optimum. That's all looking good. Flaps 7.5, 50 degrees, speeds 42, 47, 56. 142, 147, 156. Okay, climb page 250 below 10,000. It's okay. Cruise optimum 238. We are well below that. Perfect. And descent we can do en route. Okay. 204 miles versus target of 214. Okay, so we're good to go. Alright then. Flag takeoff, and we set 50 degrees. That correct now? 50? Yes it is. And flaps 7.5. Okay, so that we can do down here. Flaps 7.5. And over here as well, flaps 7.5. Alright, so far so good. Then, final thing here, let's try and get our Navigraph charts. Yes, sign me in, please. That thing I could have done prior to... I could definitely have done that prior to recording the video, but well, here we go. So, departing MCO, we are going to take the airport chart, and where's the parking gates? Yeah, airside 3, that's us. Okay, and for the SID, we've got the Danny 3 on-off departure, here it is. So, top altitude 7,000 is in. Runway heading 005 is in, and for the speed 156 is in as well. Then we can just do a radio setup. We're going to take 005 on each side. Like that. And do we have any field VOR? I'm sure we do. So, 3.5 left. We don't. Okay, but 10.5 is the localizer on the runway. Then we're going to set that. Okay, 10.5. And finally, position strobe light goes to both. Okay. And with that, I think we are good to go. Unless we've forgotten anything, which I don't think, but let's go ahead and take the checklist to make sure of it. So, cockpit crew checklist. DFDR set, HRS alignment checked, FMS set, emergency lights, test none, no smoking, on, Windshield anti-ice on, engine sync off. Store warning tested, air conditioning supply on, position and strobe light both. Fire protection tested, TRI tested, fuel quantity 14,850 pounds. Altimeters, QNH 3016 cross-checked, reading 100. Fuel shut-off, closed, cabin pressure, auto, cockpit crew checklist complete. Alright, looking good to me. Then I'd say we are done with about everything. Is there any new message left? No. Okay, good. So if we're done with all that lovely stuff, let's go ahead and call GSX, prepare for pushback and departure. Do we want to start the engines before pushback? Hey, that's a nice feature. I've been waiting for that for long. I just updated GSX prior to the start of this recording, and this is very nice. But today we don't need it. Okay, cool. So let's go to the services. Looks to me like everything is done down here. Very good. Okay then, give me my charts. Only question now is, where can I find the charts that I pinned previously? Like... oh, just down here? Interesting, didn't I pin... okay, looks like I didn't. Alright, so we just do that again. Alright, very nice. So this is all we need. Nicely done, by the way. Good job there. Indeed, pretty nicely done. That's a very nice rendition of the charts in the EFB. Good job. Right, cool. So with that, I'd say we're good to go down here. Let's quickly say hello to our passengers. And then we go. Okay, stand by, GSX. Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome aboard this American Airlines flight 1857 taking you to Miami. My name is Emmanuel and I'm your captain today. With me on the flight deck, a bunch of very nice guys and a good-looking girl. We're going to fly you over to Miami today. Flight time about half an hour. We expect a smooth ride at 19,000 feet of altitude along the eastern coast of Florida southbound. Thank you very much for being our guests today. Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight with us. If there's anything we can do for you to make it more comfortable, please don't hesitate to ask any of our charming cabin crew. But don't forget, the cabin crew got 3 tasks on board this aircraft. Your safety, and your safety. And if they do find some additional time, they are going to use that for your service. Thank you very much for your attention. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. And once again, welcome aboard American Airlines. Cockpit or ground. Go ahead. Please confirm doors hatches closed, ground curtain removed, bypass pin is installed. Okay, all confirmed. Stand by. So, you ready to go? Then let's go for it. Before start checklist. Park and brake and pressure. Set checked. Pneumatic pressure. That's not there yet. Okay, 42 psi. Engine ignition A. Tank pumps 4 on. Seatbelts on. Anti-collision on. APU norm econ norm. Air conditioning supply off. Galley power off. Pneumatic truss feeds open, thrust levers idle. Before start, checklist complete. Ground cockpit, go ahead. So we cleared push and start, and runway 35 in use. Park and brake set. Roger, release park and brake. Park and brake released. Actually, stand by. Okay, nose is gonna go right. Alright, so park and brake released. You clear the push and we're ready for engine start. Here we go. And off we go. So, waiting a little bit with the engine start until we've completed at least part of the turn over here. And just look at that plane, isn't that beautiful? Let's just go out to that walk-around camera once more. So that is looking really beautiful, isn't it? I really like this view. I really do. Okay. So, I think we're good to go. Engine 2 start. Taking the time. Okay, N2. Oil pressure. N1. Okay, 45%, start a cutoff, and engine 1 start. N2, oil pressure. N1. Okay, 20%, fuel on. Okay, pushback complete, set brakes. Brake set, clear to lower the aircraft, remove equipment, and advise when clear, please. Roger. Okay, ground, we've got 2 good starts, you're clear to disconnect, and showing the clear sign on the left side with a pin, please. And have a good one. Okay, flight control track. Okay, that's the lady, she's holding the pin. Master caution, park and brake ART, that's okay. Okay, flight control track. Full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, neutral. After start checklist. And there is one more. Okay, now after start checklist. Electrical system checked, galley power on, engine ignition off, pitot and static heaters capped, anti-ice off, air conditioning supply on, door light out, hydraulic system on and high. After start checklist complete. Okay, clear on the left side, she's walking away, clear on the right side. Okay. Brakes off. Config check. Auto brake. Okay, now it's armed. But let's do that turn first. Okay, and a second check. That's looking good now. Very nice. Okay, so we're coming out of here, Echo 2. Right turn onto Echo. Okay, right side is clear, left side is clear. Okay, left turn onto Echo, and then we go all the way until Golf. Okay, let's talk about the takeoff briefing. It's going to be a left seat takeoff, runway 35 left, flaps 7.5, noise abatement procedure number 2. It's a flex takeoff at 50 degrees, and we will be using nav mode for our takeoff. VNAV will also be used. Initial climb is 7,000 feet, further with ATC clearance, and apart from that, in case of emergencies, we go straight ahead, 25 miles, climbing 3,000 feet. It's flat terrain all around. We just gotta watch a couple of balloons flying over Disney World, more or less. Okay, apart from that, for our normal sit, let's have a quick look over at the chart. Straight out, right turn, and then we got a couple of restrictions to take care of over there. Most importantly, the 250 knots at go home, but we're gonna fly that anyway, so nothing to worry about in the end. Okay, that line is flickering a bit. That gets me worried. Let's see what's gonna happen as we cross the bridges. The first release of Orlando had a couple problems with that, but Taxi to Gate fixed all of those. And indeed, it's working just fine now. Just a bit of flickering on the texture there, but apart from that, it's working really well. Okay then, so first taxiway to the right, that's gonna be Golf. I've always been wondering when I am in Orlando what these antennas over here are. If any of you knows, do let me know in the comments below. But I just haven't seen any such equipment in Europe, so I'm really wondering what that might be. Okay, Golf is coming up. From there we turn to the right. Clear left side, clear right side. Let's hit that brake a bit. And off we go. Okay, taxi checklist please. TRI ART, off. VBUX, set. Flight guidance system, set. Flight controls, checked. Flaps flat. 15 takeoff. 7.5 takeoff. And takeoff briefing and data, checked. Taxi checklist complete. Alright then, all the way to the end. And then it's gonna be straight out. What does that look like from the jump seat, I'm wondering. Can we get that down? There is a jump seat in here, is there? I can't find. Or is it? Here's the click spot. Nice. So here we are, the Flight Simmer's dream seat. Looks kinda weird to actually control an airplane from this seat, however. But hey, tell you what, it's interesting. Okay then, right back onto the captain's seat. That is where we belong. Okay, so flap retract 161, slat retract 198, and 161 is the flap buck, and that's the slat buck. Okay. Oh, and 2 more switches for me to flick. We want to close those cross feed valves. Or cross bleed valves. Cabin crew, prepare for departure. So, lights are on. Before takeoff checklist. Trim, 00 set, fuel lead off, APU air off, pneumatic cross feed closed, brake temperature checked, engine ignition both, and EOAP checked. Before takeoff checklist complete. Are you ready to go? So, timing. Takeoff. Okay, auto flight. Thrust set. Climb. 80 knots. Checked. V1. Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up. Nav. VNAV. Autopilot. Okay, climb thrust set. Flap 0. Why is it descending? We're in VNAV climb, my friend. You're not supposed to descend. Slats retract. Now it's climbing. Thank you very much. No further comment on that. Okay, flaps and slats are up, retracted. Oxygen pump off and hydraulic pumps too low. Pressure is slowly decreasing to 1500 psi. Taking a little of stress off the hydraulic system. Okay, after takeoff checklist. Brake temperature. Checked, landing gear up. NO lights, flaps flat, 0 retracted. Engine ignition off, fuel tank pumps on, and holding at the altimeter. Okay, that was a good departure. And let's get rid of the landing lights, they only cause drag. And the ART can come back to order. Awesome looking aircraft. Awesome looking aircraft. Okay, VNAV capture. Leveling off in 5000 at mics, and thereafter we can continue the climb. So basically, now. Okay, then let's go all the way up to a cruising altitude on 19,000. Okay, set, 19,000 checked. Let's get those sunshades down a bit. Something like that, maybe. I do have to say that with the latest version of the FTSIM Plus sound mod, the MD-80 all of a sudden does start to sound quite good, especially when combined with FS Realistic's windshield sounds, which I'm also using. All of a sudden the plane sounds believable, and that is something that I've always been missing on the MD-80, but now this is actually quite good. I'm rather happy with this. Okay, starting the turn over at Lapu, so we are slowly heading southbound now into the direction of Miami. And I suppose we do take a shortcut over here. How about we go direct to Greed? Okay, direct to Greed, insert. Yes, please. Okay, so optimum still flight level 238. How far is the top of descent out? Is it worth going any higher? No, 100 miles out, so it's going to be 80 miles in cruise. I do suppose 19,000 is going to be just fine. Okay, going through 10,000. Lights are off, fasten belts, auto. Don't have recall in here to check. Fuel pumps are on, and the fuel is balanced. Okay, and 1 to 1.5 is being monitored already. Very good, 10 checks complete. The terrain here in Florida is just looking lovely, is it? It's every time, a really exciting view when we're flying over Florida. And recently I've been there a lot, which I'm pretty happy about. Always nice temperatures, like 17 degrees right now. Recently been in Miami at 25 degrees. Very, very nice. And lovely aircraft they fly over here. Alright, back into the cockpit though. Talking about lovely aircraft. How about we just turn a couple of those panel lights on? Because I have a feeling it is slowly but steadily getting a little darker over here. Alright, that's looking better, is it? So, 2,500 feet a minute, that's pretty nice for an MD-80. Well, might as well switch the weather radar on, even though it doesn't really do that much in here, does it? I do believe they show the standard Asobo overlay, for whatever that's worth. So, when approaching the level of altitude at 19,000, we got to be a little bit careful here that we switch the altimeter to standard before the thing tries to capture the cruising altitude. That might otherwise cause a little disruption, which we shall avoid if by any means possible. Okay, so that is pretty much it. Just sitting here and monitoring the climb now, enjoying the scenery a little, enjoying the sounds, I have to say. They did get really nice over the time, didn't they? I do start to enjoy them. Now we're just heading down southbound along the coast of Florida. Is this Daytona Beach over here? Surely that can't be too far out. Let's see, airports. MLB, what's that again? I did know that once. But it doesn't matter too much. It's a nice place in Florida at the sea. What else do you need to know? Do you need to know anything else, really? It's a really beautiful coast over here. Okay, 2,000 to go. Vertical speed. That's a pretty nice view over here as well. I feel like a GoPro now. Okay, set standard. Standard cross check passing flight level 182. Now, checked. Alt capture. And it's 1,000 to go now. Okay, vertical speed 1000, and we're almost there. The airplane is certainly rather careful with its level off, but hey. Better careful than overshoot, huh? Okay, max cruise is selected, TCAS will go below, maximum range, airplane system's looking good, altimeter is cross-checked, and with that our cruise procedures are complete. 60 miles to run till our top of descent, so can just enjoy the views for a little bit longer here before we have to return to our duties and start flying the plane again. 10 minutes in the air, in cruise, very good. Beautiful airplane. And finally good sounds. I really have to say, it never sounded that good. So there's really been some nice stuff going on. The latest FTSM Plus together with the wind sounds or the windshield sounds of FS Realistic, that makes it quite good. I do like this. Okay, VNAV level. Oh, reducing speed quite significantly. I didn't want that. Keep me flying fast. Okay though. Let's go ahead and start preparing that approach. Only 26 left with the ILS approach. Then we need the airport chart, and do we need the parking base? Yes, we do. Okay, great. Let's start with this. Inbound agreed. So we can definitely delete that level 240 above restriction there. We have no intention of climbing up higher. So let's see, greets. No idea how to pronounce that. Then on towards Japa, Rasak, 280 knots above 15,000. The Japa, Rasak, 280, 15,000. From there to Bajoda, above 13,000. We do have that. Then on Cestal, below 16,000. Jacko, below 13,000. Ziggy, 250 knots above 11,000. Then Benfish, above 11,000. We do have that. Then we continue via Otian, 230 knots at 11,000. So Otian 230 at 11,000. Bonnet above 9,000. Good day between 8 and 9,000. And then to roads, 210 knots at 6,000. And we do have all of those. After that, it's going to be radar vectors for ILS or on-off approaches. So let's continue with that chart over here. So, what do we have in the FMC next? Basho. Okay, so Basho is in 3,000. Then we got Agler at 1,600. And thereafter we got the runway already. Very good. And for a missed approach to 800, then climbing right down to 4,000 and heading to 90 and outbound Delta Hotel Papa radial 335. Okay, so let's see what the FMS says about that. So 272 800, 290 intercept, 335 to Berbera, kilometer 4,000. So that's correct, Barbara, I guess. It's gotta be Barbara. Okay, cool. So minimum is 209. And that equals 200 feet on the radio altimeter. Here we go. 109.1, 272. 109.1 and then 272. Here we go. That's looking good. So that's a setup pretty much completed, is it? Might just insert a couple of winds into the FMS. Descent, so 250 slash 10,000. Then we can delete the 240. Execute. Forecast, transition level 180. And then, what kind of winds do we have available? Let's see. Okay, descent winds is the last one. 150, 288, 34. And then we also have level 100, and that is the wind of 318 at 19. Alright, pretty much like that. Cool, so landing data, let's see, progress page 10.2 on landing, so we're gonna burn 1.3, which is a landing weight then of 134. Okay. So, config up, 237, 186, yeah, that's what we got. And then for 15, 161. Alright, so, clean, slats and flaps, 15. Looks good. Alright, nice. Then I'll do a quick PA to the passengers. It's all yours. Ladies and gentlemen, from Flight Deck, this is your captain speaking. We are going to start our descent towards Miami shortly. We have already covered half of the distance of a flight. And on the way in, we are going to continue along the eastern coast of Florida. We'll fly across Fort Lauderdale and then over Miami Beach onto the final landing westbound today. Remaining flight time about 15 minutes. We do expect a smooth continuous ride, but there might be a couple of bumps as we pass through a couple of clouds on the arrival. Even though the overall weather condition is looking really good, it's mostly clear skies and the temperature about 17 degrees as well. We would like to thank you very much for choosing American today. Hope you enjoyed your flight, and if you did, then please recommend us to your family and friends. We are very much looking forward to safely transport anybody of you across the United States and beyond. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you for being our guests today. We wish you a very nice day in Miami. If applicable, a nice and safe continuous journey. And most important of all, we wish you a happy new year. Thank you very much for your attention, and we see you all again on the next on-time American Airlines trip. Okay, that's the passages dealt with. Let's go ahead and start our arrival briefing. Threats for the arrival. The only one I have there is familiarity. Oh boy, difficult word. We're not so familiar with the airplane over here. So, yeah, we'll just take things careful and slowly, and if there is anything that we're unsure about, then we are not going to rush anything. Okay, apart from that, I don't have any threats for the arrival. So we checked our star, we checked our approach, and the important thing that remains for us is to discuss what we're going to do. So it is going to be a flaps config 28 landing today, and we are going to use slide auto brakes in the minimum setting over here. Now for the landing itself, it's an ILS approach on the runway 26 left. The charts are prepared down here. So frequency 109.1 set active nav 1 nav 2, and the final approach course 272 is also selected down to a minimum of 209 feet. That's set on the left side and set on the right side. In case of go around, climb to 800, then climbing right turn to 4,000 feet and heading 290, and then join the Dolphin via our outbound radial 335 to Barbara, climbing to 4,000 feet in the holding. Alright, and that is pretty much it already. Going to vacate that runway, probably to the left, I suppose. Yeah, 26 left, vacating onto the left, and then we are parking, I guess, somewhere up here along Concourse Delta, but we'll have to see about that. ATC is going to make a decision on that later on. Okay, you have any questions or concerns on the briefing? No, that is very good. So, 12 miles to the top of descent, MCDU message, reset FGCP alt, clear that for now. Alright, so go around is selected. Then let's go ahead and turn up our hydraulics. Okay, that is looking good. So, we are going to put the windshield anti-fog on, since we do descend into an area of high humidity. And that's about it. Okay, descent checklist, please. Approach and landing briefing, performed. Flight guidance system set, TRI, go around. Landing data confirmed, VBUX 38, 86 and 61 set. Okay, altimeters cross-checked, hydraulic system, oxygen's high, pressurization checked, descent checklist complete. Okay, reset FGCP alt. Alright, let's go for it. So the first limiting restriction for us is going to be 15 at Ratchag. Did we overfly that yet? In Mount Sistel? Yeah, we did. Okay, so the next limiting altitude for us is going to be 11,000 at Ziggy. So 11,000, VNAV descent. Okay, let's just quickly grab the latest Miami weather. So, requests weather KMIA. Send that out. Yep, there it is already. That was quick. So, Miami is reporting 330 at 7, gust 14, 10 miles, fuel 4000, broken 2500, 21 degrees, altimeter 3011. Okay, set altimeter 3011. That's 3011 cross-check passing 17,000. Now, checked. And then we can also set that up here, 3011, landing elevation 0, looking good. Okay, great. Drag required? I disagree. Oh, I just clicked you away. There is no drag required right now. What there is required is to reset that flap takeoff selected to the stow position. That was required. Alright. So the airplane is just going to do all that descent stuff itself. Systole below 16,000, that is pretty much where we are below already. And next up is Jacko above below 13,000. 3 miles, looking good. And then we got Ziggy with a 250 knot restriction. For that one we'll probably need the speed brake a little bit, but hey, let's not use it earlier than we absolutely need to, right? Man, that drag message is really annoying. Okay, so Zacho exactly. So 4 miles to run. Let's get our speed down. The airplane is working on it. We'll just let it do its job automatically. Ziggy 250 knots. We can absolutely do that. So, what's the look outside? Few clouds going just across the shoreline. That must look amazing from the outside as well. And it is indeed. Look at those beaches. And look at that MD-88. Beautiful airplane, beautiful beach, beautiful country. What else can you ask for? Okay, a longer layover. I get it. It's fine. Maybe a slight pay rise as well. Okay, so let's help the plane a little to lose that additional airspeed. Speed is coming back nicely. The speed brake is super effective in the MD-88. I really love it. Okay, here we go. 250 knots. Next up, 230 at a Diden. So let's extend. And the air brake is back in. Alright, seatbelts just came on automatically already. Very good. And that's it. So, do we have any VOR right at the field? Not really, huh? Just to catch our distance. Could just use Dolphin 13.9. Let's see how far out that is. I actually have a DME for that anywhere. Might have to go the conventional way. Okay, 28 miles out. 11,000. Oh yeah, shit, that's what I dialed in. Alright, VNAV descent. And now we might have to help it a bit. Okay, so good day, that's 2.4 miles below 9,000. Yeah, tell you what, that's a speed brake out. Okay, tiny bit high. Landing lights can cause a bit of drag as well. VNAV capture. let's go further down. We go all the way down to 3,000, please. Okay, so let's go back onto the ILS 109.1. Still don't receive any data though. Okay, and then we're almost at roads already. 6,210. 9 miles, 6,210. Yeah. It's already adding power itself. So speed brake's coming back in. And then we might just about take a shortcut here, heading to 10, please. Okay, so let's extend the center line out of Basho. That's going to be 272 track. Okay, looking good. VNAV tells me I'm low. Apparently 3,000 feet. To be honest, I doubt it. I really doubt it. Okay, speed hold. 210. Idle power. $18 miles, 7,000, and VNAV tells me I'm too low. I doubt it. I really doubt it. Let's help it a bit, indeed. Quite a bit above the glide slope over here, but that's gonna be fine. As you can see, we are reaching 3,000 just prior to Basho, so that's all good. The speed brake in that MD-80 here is really helpful. Let's call it that way. Right, Miami Beach down here. That's going to look superb on the approach, I'm sure about that. I've recently seen the Lufthansa 747 go right over me while I've been out there. That was an amazing sight. Okay, might just turn a couple of floodlights on over here. As it is definitely getting a little darker now. Okay, 1,000 to go. Let's slowly dial that speed back. Okay then, right hand turn, 240, cleared ILS. Flaps 15. Speed back 180. Okay, why is it not leveling off, please? Okay, localizer capture. Runway heading 272. Glide slope capture. 4,000 feet go around altitude set. Right, reducing speed. Now look at that. Right over Miami Beach. That's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Unfortunately, going right into the sun now. But the airport is nicely visible ahead already. Okay, gear down. Speed doesn't really want to come back. Let's use a bit of speed brake here. Okay, spoiler and flap extension. Yeah, as noted. Okay, flaps 28. So what's that? Flaps 28, approach speed 145. Respectively 150. That is good for me. Okay, final checklist. Landing gear, down 3 green, flaps 28 extended, speed brake, armed, EOEP, engine ignition both, EOEP checked, final checklist complete. Okay, looking good. Looking very good indeed. Funny, the autopilot is on and we're getting a glide slope warning. Okay, cancel that please. Autopilot off, let's do the rest ourselves. Man, it's turbulent. Continue. Okay, reverse. Auto brake. One 100 knots. $80 knots. $60 knots. Manual brakes. Okay, vacating the runway. Let's go into the parallel taxiway at first, and then we'll see about the exact taxi routing later. Okay, runway is vacated, 37 minutes in the air. Nice short flight, really. Okay, so welcome to Miami. After landing checklist. Flaps 15 extend, speed brake retracted, engine ignition off, pitot and static heaters off, anti-ice off, radar off. After landing checklist complete. Right, so we'll go pretty much straight for a little while. And then we will be parking right up here, so November 8 is probably going to be our entry. Delta 39 is going to be our gate. So GSX, Delta. .39. No follow me needed. Handling by American. Great. Okay, that's November 4, so we still got a while to taxi. Let's see, November 4 is here, so November 8 is a couple more taxiways ahead. Alright, so I tend to say that was a little bit interesting how the autopilot lost the glide slope there on the final. I'm really not sure why that happened, but I thought like, well, I can't be bothered to go around now. In the real world, obviously, that was a dot and a half below the glide at that distance. Would have been a go around, but I'm honest with you, I just couldn't be bothered in the sim for, you know, an autopilot malfunction. Obviously I should be bothered, but you know how that works, do you? Okay, APU is available. Generator switch is on already. So November 7, then the next one is November 8 then. Okay, so I believe that's our crew over there. Or is it? Let's see, 39 is a tiny bit to the right, okay. Yeah, gotta be that stand. Okay, entering the gate. So, lights off, radar off, flaps up. Now comes the interesting point, aligning that MD-80 with the parking stand. Because of the very far aft location of the gear, that isn't as easy as it looks, but I believe I've hit it. Okay, no marshaller, no guidance system, no nothing, very good. Well, then we'll just have to park ourselves. Something like this should probably work. Okay, parking brake is set, the APU is on, then we can shut down. Cabin crew, all doors in park. Okay, engines rolling back, so seatbelts off. We're going to leave one fuel pump running for the APU. Pneumatic transfer feeds are open. Air conditioning supply is in auto. Okay, engines are running down. Anti-collision light off. So, that is about it. Galley power off, flight director switch is off, the OEP is checked, and the hydraulic aux and trans pumps can go off. Okay, cool. Then let's do the parking checklist. Fuel tank pumps off, aux and trans hydraulics off, parking brake and pressure set and checked. Okay, parking checklist complete. And that's it, guys. Thank you very much for flying along. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do let me know in those comments below. And I'm very much looking forward to your take on the MD-80 on this occasion. Let me know if you want me to do more flights with it, or if you prefer me flying other aircraft. In any case, I would like to say thank you very much for joining, and I see you all again on the next one. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe for more, and if you really like what I'm doing, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much, and see you all again on the next one.